She's had a little issue with some COVID, and we're happy to have her back in present. So thank you, Delegate Watts. So at this time, we will move through our subcommittee dockets, and subcommittee number one, Chairman Wiley, are you prepared to present your docket?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, if you would, please.
Thank you. We met on early this week on Tuesday, and subcommittee report. We start off at HB 40, disabled veteran, special license plate, surviving spouse, authorize a disabled veteran, special license plate issued to a disabled veteran to be transferred upon his death to his unmarried surviving spouse. Subcommittee recommends reporting 10-0 in favor, and I so move.
Clerk wants just a moment here, please. You're good, but I appreciate that second. That was a very strong and it's very enforceable second there. So we have a weak motion to report and a very strong motion for second. So you ready, Mr. Clerk?
Straight report. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So the bill is motion to report and seconded. We'll all vote on the electronic voting board. If you would, please. Okay, the bill reports 17-0 unanimously. I'm going to back up just a second, and the clerk says I don't have to, but we are going to take attendance, and I apologize. So if we'll all vote on electronic board our attendance, please. Okay, we're all present and accounted for, with the exception of 2 individuals. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Clerk, we'll go back to our subcommittee one. Delegate Wiley, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Next item is HB 179. Department of Motor Vehicles permanent farm use placard requires an owner or leasee of a vehicle claiming a farm use exemption from the registration, licensing, and decal requirements for a vehicle trailer or a semi-trailer to obtain a permanent farm use placard from the Department of Motor Vehicles. Subcommittee recommends reporting with substitute, in favor 9 with 1 abstention. Delegate Bloxman does have a new substitute. I'm going to defer back to him.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If Emma could, it's just a clarifying substitute, makes placard the primary word through there instead of license plate to try to make it clear. I'll let Emma explain it more, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, Delegate Bloxham, yes, this is a technical amendment to the substitute that was adopted by the subcommittee. There was just one place where we used the word plate instead of placard.
Okay.
Not so moved to report with substitute, Mr. Chairman.
One second, please. Do we have a motion to approve the substitute?
So moved.
We have a motion and a second to approve substitute. Everyone in favor of substitute signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, nay. Substitute now, the bill is now properly before us in the substitute form. Is there anyone in the audience who'd like to speak to the substitute? Okay, we have no one. Thank you kindly. All right, Mr. Chair, we're ready for a motion.
And I so moved to report
Second.
with substitute.
We have a motion and a second to report with the substitute. Vote on the electronic voting board, please. Okay, the bill reports 21-0. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Moving forward, HB 259. It's motor vehicle dealers and manufacturers compensation for recall, warranty, and maintenance obligations. Clarifies the manufacturer distributor compensated parts, service, diagnostic work, updates to a vehicle accessory or function subject to compensation related to recall and warranty. Subcommittee recommends reporting with substitute, in favor 10-0. I move to report with substitute.
Okay, hold 1 second.
Excuse me,
please.
move to adoption substitute.
You have a motion to approve a substitute, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so we have a motion to approve a substitute. Emma, do you need to report the substitute, or are we good there?
Mr. Chairman, we're good there. It's the same
Okay.
substitute from subcommittee.
All right, we have a second on the motion for
Second.
We have a second on the motion to substitute. It's now properly before us. Everybody in favor of the motion for the substitute, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, nay. All right. Stop, Mr. Chairman, if you give me 1 second. Let's see if anyone in the audience has any comments or wants to speak to the bill now as it's properly before us with the substitute. Anyone? So it's Peace in the Valley. Great. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Delegate.
Oh, I hit the request to speak. I didn't
Oh,
know.
okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that, I've been around the House of Delegates here for 4 years now. I've been here in the House of Delegates about 4 years now. This is actually my 5th year we're beginning, and I keep hearing this issue. We've been dealing with this for 50 years, we found out in subcommittee. And a lot of times when people say something's not fair, it's maybe they don't want to work hard, but this is not fair, and I hope that I move to report.
Okay, thank you. You moved to report with substitute, Delegate McGuire.
Yes, sir.
So we have a motion to report with the substitute. Do I have a second?
Second.
We have a second. All right, everyone vote on electronic voting board, please. Okay, we have the 20-0 in favor of reporting.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, my board's not working. If I could be reported as saying yes to that.
Try to refresh it on top, Tim, if you would, and see if that helps you.
Just kick it.
Bam!
Delegate? you
Yeah.
good? You good?
Can the clerk reopen it just for a minute?
Thank you. You're good, Delegate. Thank you, Delegate Anderson.
No, I could do that.
Appreciate that. All right, Delegate, Mr. Chairman, if you'd move forward.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Moving forward, HB 316, independent dealer operator recertification, codifies existing motor vehicle dealer board regulations related to independent dealer operator recertification and changes the process for recertification. The subcommittee recommends reporting with amendments 10-0 in favor. I move adoption of the amendments.
Okay. We have a motion to approve the amendment. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, we have amendments. The bill with the amendment is now properly before us. We have a motion to move the bill with the amendment.
Motion to move forward with, move to report with amendments.
Okay. Thank you. All right, everyone vote on the electronic voting board, please. Dave, you got it? Okay.
I vote aye.
Delegate Runyon votes yea.
Okay, well, the vote's 21-0 to report. Thank you.
Next
Mr.
item,
Chairman?
Mr. Chairman. Next item in subcommittee was HB 540, driver's license extension of validity. Extends the time period for which certain driver's license extensions may be granted. Subcommittee recommends reporting 10-0 in favor, and I so move.
Okay, we have a motion. We have a second? Second. We have a motion with a second. All right, everyone vote on electronic voting board. Delegate Runyon, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
Delegate Runyon votes yea. Votes 21-0 to report. Delegate Runyon, on top of your electronic voting board, if you would try to refresh it, it may work for you. Okay. Mr. Chairman?
Thank you, Mr.
Proceed.
Chairman. Next item is HB 703, special license plates localities. Authorizes localities to pay the initial issuance fee cost for the development and issuance of special license plates displaying the seal, symbol, emblem, or logo type of the locality in lieu of collecting 350 paid applications for such license plates. Subcommittee recommends reporting 9 in favor with 1 abstention, and I so move.
Okay. A motion to report. Second?
Second.
We have a second. Bill's properly before us to report. Everyone vote on electronic voting board. Delegate McQuinn. Try to refresh it up on the top corner and see if that helps you, Delegate McQuinn. Are you a yay, Delegate McQuinn? Delegate McQuinn votes yay. The bill reports 21-0. Thank you, Delegate McQuinn. Okay. Mr. Chairman?
Last item on our subcommittee meeting was HB 1050, issuance of original driver's license to minors. Authorizes the Chief Juvenile and Domestic Relations District Court judge to waive the ceremonial requirements for the issuance within the district of original driver's licenses to minors, or order that the licensing ceremony be conducted in an alternative manner. I move adoption, before that, subcommittee recommends reporting with substitute in favor 10-0, and I move adoption of substitute.
Okay, we have a motion to adopt substitute. Have a second?
Second.
Vote on substitute. Everyone signify by saying aye. Aye. Bill's properly before us.
Move to report with substitute, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, have a second? Second. We do have a bill motion and a second to report. Everyone vote on electronic voting board. Delegate Runyon?
Vote yay.
Delegate Runyon votes yea. Delegate Taylor, she's voted no. Delegate Carr?
Vote yea.
Delegate Carr votes yea. Subramanian? I don't think he's present, so we're good. All right, the bill reports 21-0. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for your work and your committee's work.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir. We'll now move to Subcommittee 2.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This Subcommittee 2 on Infrastructure and Funding met on Tuesday, January 25th, and we have a few bills came through before us. First one I want to report on is HB 138, patroned by Delegate McQuinn, pertaining to the Central Virginia Transportation Authority membership. This adds the Chief Executive Officer of the Capital Region Airport Commission as ex officio, a non-voting member of the Central Virginia Transportation Authority. The subcommittee recommends reporting 8-0, and I so move.
Okay, we have a motion to report. We have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Bill's properly before us. Everyone vote on electronic voting board.
Come on, bad boy.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm some difficulty.
Okay, I'll call Delegate Runyon.
Yay.
Delegate Runyon's yea. Delegate Carr.
Vote yea.
Delegate Carr votes yea. Bill report, well, Subramanian, I don't think he's still present, so the bill reports 21-0. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Next bill that came before the committee is HB 142, also patroned by Delegate McQuinn, pertaining to Transit Ridership Initiative Program. It changes from a maximum of 25% to a minimum of 25% the amount of Transit Ridership Initiative Program or TRIP funds to be used in support with the establishment of programs to reduce the impact of fares on low-income individuals. The subcommittee recommended reporting 8-0, and I so move.
Okay, we have a motion.
Mr. Chairman.
Okay, go ahead, Delegate Bloxham.
I just want to, I'm going to flag this bill. I've talked to the patron. I'm going to put up a no vote. I've got to make sure that when you change the funding, somebody's going to lose, somebody's going to win. They've tried to explain it to me. My head must be thick, so I want to just put a no vote on it to make sure that we're clear. That's all. No harm meant to the bill.
Understood. Is there anyone from the agency here? I don't think there's anyone here from DRPT that could maybe speak to this issue. Delegate McQuinn.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, Lisa Guthrie is here.
Ms. Guthrie, would you mind coming forward, please?
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. I'm
Yes.
not from the agency. I'm Lisa Guthrie with the Virginia Transit Association, but we've been working with Delegate McQuinn, and thank her for introducing this. Just try to explain that the TRIP program was a small but important part of the Omnibus Transportation Bill in 2020, and it represents 6% of the Commonwealth Mass Transit funds. And when written, the free and reduced fare component for low-income individuals was 25%, while 75% was designated for urban regional connectivity. Well, since the pandemic, transit needs have changed due to the impacts of the pandemic. There have been fewer commuters going into the office, and there have been more individuals experiencing financial strains and could benefit from this additional assistance. So the first application round, there were 10 applications for free and reduced and only 3 applications for the regional connectivity. So that indicates that we need to rebalance the divide between the two so that it changes the instead of a cap of 25% for free and reduced fare, that it establishes it as a floor and establishes a floor for the regional connectivity, and then the remaining 50% could be flexible according to the applications received that year. There's no additional funds required from the state, no additional percentage requested from the Commonwealth Mass Transit Fund. It's just a better way to balance it and to meet the current needs.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
1 second, please. Delegate Wiley. Let's go to Delegate Wiley first, Delegate Bloxham,
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a quick question. Is there a sunset on this bill? And if not, because it's during COVID, I don't know whether, after COVID, whenever this pandemic decides to depart our lovely world, is there a sunset on this
There's
bill?
not,
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, there is not a sunset, but the remaining funds are flexible according to each year's current needs, according to the applications received. This is an application-based program.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, let's go to Delegate Anderson, Virginia Beach.
Good morning. Speaking to Delegate Bloxham's concern, who's the loser here?
Well, I don't believe there are any losers. Right now, there were only 3 applications for regional connectivity. So yes, as COVID abates, we hope, and there's more commuters going into the office, they will be able to put in more applications. I'm assured that there were only 3 this year. There will probably be more. And so I think that instead of a hard, fast carve out for one or the other to establish the floor and have the program be able to respond to the applications suggesting the need. So it's just not it's not relegating the free and reduced fare to that 25%. That there's some flexibility according to the agency, and it would be dependent upon the CTB allocating these funds.
Okay. Ms. Guthrie, one more question. Delegate Bloxham, please.
Okay.
Actually, my question was answered, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Guthrie, I have a question.
Certainly.
What's the possibility of a sunset on this so we could readdress it? I mean, as things improve and as ridership grows back, is there going to be demand in other areas that we can't meet because we have a 6% set aside for this? What are your thoughts, please?
Well, I'm not speaking for the agency. Let me just
And I
reiterate
understand
that.
that.
But I
Yes,
believe
ma'am.
that the bill as written would offer that flexibility according to the needs of the year. So rather than trying to anticipate what the changes might be, that as we establish it with some flexibility, we'll be able to address those applications and
Okay.
have that flexibility.
Thank you for sharing your opinion.
Certainly.
Thank you, Ms. Guthrie. Okay. Any members of the committee have any questions, further questions? Ms. Patron, comfortable? You good?
I'm good.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so Delegate Bloxham, are you satisfied? You get your answer?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. I
Still going to state?
no, I think I'll go. I can support it with the answer that was given.
So I'm
Thank you.
ready for a motion?
It's been a
There's
There's a motion has been
we have a motion and a second? Okay, so the bill's properly before us. Vote on electronic voting board. Delegate Runyon?
Yay.
Delegate Runyon's a yay. Delegate Carr?
Vote yea.
Delegate Carr votes yay. Bill reports 21-0. Okay, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Next bill is HB 275, patroned by Delegate Coiner, pertaining to secondary street acceptance. Subcommittee recommends reporting with amendments. I move the adoption of the amendments at a vote of 7-1, and I move the adoption of the amendments, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, so we have a motion to report in a second?
Second.
Okay. Bill's properly before us. Let's vote on electronic voting board.
No, that
I'm
was
sorry.
just the amendments first.
We have to adopt the amendments. Okay. So do I have a motion to adopt the amendments? Do we have a motion to second?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All in favor of adopting the amendments, signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay. So now the bill's properly before us.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Go back and have a motion.
This Commonwealth Transportation Board bill requires that the regions adopted by the Commonwealth Transportation Board regarding ensuring connectivity of highway and pedestrian networks with transportation networks during secondary street acceptance to be flexible. So I move to report with amendments, sir.
Okay. So now we have a motion to report with the amendments. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. Okay. Bill's properly before us. Yeah, Delegate Runyon,
Aye.
Delegate McQuinn. Okay, Delegate Superman. He's already voted. Thank you and welcome. Okay, we have a bill reports 22-0.
Mr. Chairman, the next bill is HB 482, patroned by the chairman, pertaining to Commonwealth Transportation Board. Subcommittee recommends reporting with amendments 8-0. Now, at this time, move the adoption of the amendments.
Okay, motion to approve the amendments. Have a second? Okay, we have amendments with a second. Everyone in favor of the amendments signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay, the bill's properly before us with the amendments. Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Commonwealth Transportation Board performance standards for review of certain plans. It directs the Department of Transportation to adopt performance standards for review and approval of subdivision and commercial development plans. Now, at this time, Mr. Chairman, I move to report with amendments.
Have a second to report?
Second.
Okay, bill's properly before us. Everyone vote on electronic voting board. Delegate Runyon.
Yay.
Delegate Runyon votes yea. Bill reports 22-0. Thank you all.
And my final bill, Mr. Chairman, is HB 793, patroned by Delegate LaRock, traffic incident management vehicles. The subcommittee recommends reporting with the substitute 8-0. I move the adoption of the substitute this time.
Okay, we have the adoption of the substitute before us. Have a second?
Second.
We have a second on the substitute. Everyone in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Substitute's properly, bill's properly before us on the substitute.
Thank you.
Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In the summary of traffic incident management vehicles adds traffic incident managed vehicles when operated by persons who meet certain training requirements to be listed as vehicles exempt from certain traffic regulations when responding to an emergency. As stated, the bill passed 8-0, and I move to report with the substitute at this time.
Let's hold up on a second here. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak to this bill? I know we had some opposition and some conversation in the subcommittee. Is the bill, everyone in the audience fine with the bill as presented? Okay, it appears there is. Mr. Chairman, we have a motion. Do we have a second? We have a motion and a second to report the bill. Everyone vote on electronic voting board. See, Delegate Runyon figured out the electronic voting board. So good. So, all righty, the bill reports 22-0.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That concludes my subcommittee report.
Okay, thank you. That concludes the work of subcommittees 1 and 2 to date. Is there anyone in the audience who'd like to bring anything before the Transportation Committee today? Okay, if not, the committee acts by motion.
Motion to adjourn.
We move to just a second. Committee shall rise. Thank you all. Appreciate your work.